Thank you everyone for joining us and carving out some time in their evening or any time in their day to join us. This session, we're going to be having some fun with a quiz, but we're also looking ahead to the spring release, which actually I think should be in most people's orgs by now. So we'll come on to that. So I'm Kerry Townsend. You can find me on Twitter. I'm a freelance consultant. I've been working in the Salesforce ecosystem for over a decade. I think it's probably 15 years now, in Salesforce, and then moved over to Marketing Cloud. So I dabble in a bit of the two. And Jimson?
Yeah, so I'm Jimson Lee. I'm a SME at Cloud Analyst. We are a registered partner with Salesforce. Primarily, we focus on CDP, Marketing Cloud, and Datorama, but we also do Sales Cloud, Service Cloud, and Communities or Experience Cloud. I've been doing Salesforce since 2005. So, and I happened to accidentally stumble on ExactTarget in 2009. And then when the acquisition came in 2013, this was a natural fit. And here it is, 9 years later, and here we are. Kerry?
Yeah, cool. So in this session, we've done a bit of a welcome. Thank you everyone for, again, joining us. We have some announcements. We're going to highlight some of the release resources that are available for the spring release, then talk about some of the features that have been highlighted by Salesforce that we should be excited about. And then we're going to come on to our quiz, which is going to be in the Jeopardy style, which was quite entertaining last time. So I hope people also find it enjoyable this time. So in terms of meetings that are coming up, so we aim to meet monthly. Sometimes that skips a bit, and particularly at the moment where we're trying to work out when we go back live and whether we stay virtual, we're moving some things around, but the meeting will probably be either around the 10th or the 24th next month, but check out for the announcements, and if you're part of the chapter, you'll get the email when it comes through. We also highlight some of the other meetings. So the London devs and admins, they've started meeting in person. They actually met on Tuesday this month. So their next meeting now will be in March. And I believe the Pardot group are also starting to meet in person. Is that right, Jimson?
That's correct. So just watch the space. Make sure you subscribe to the Trailblazer community page, and you'll be notified of all the meetups upcoming by email.
Wonderful. Cool. And then we may have heard us talk a little bit about London's Calling already, but London's Calling is a UK-based community conference, which happens once a year. Typically actually happens in March, but we've moved it to June this year. So it's June the 10th, which is a Friday. It will be one day, it'll be at the brewery in London, and there will be a number of different talks all day. There's typically around 60, and there will be a dedicated marketing track. So there is definitely content for this group. Maybe some people who are actually on this call might have submitted. Who knows? We'll find out if we see them on the agenda. But it's great to get everybody together. It's an opportunity for the community to meet, and the tickets went on sale Tuesday. So there are a selection of early bird tickets which have a preferable price. So if you're interested in going, then you might want to check that out early to get the best price point possible. But I will definitely be there, and I would love to see anybody else there. So if we come on to the spring release resources, so I don't know whether anybody has already stepped into these, but the release notes are available, and they are on what possibly is not a particularly helpful URL, but if you Google spring release notes, then they should come up on there. There was also a release readiness webinar, which happened last week. So that was the 11th, which is available and actually provided a lot of the content that we're actually going to go through a little bit later. And then the formal features overview webcast is coming up next week. Lovely. So again, they'll be available if you Google them. I will put the slides up and put a link to them in our community, so that these links will be available afterwards. So if we step into some of the features that we're looking to see in the spring release, so we've gone through and sort of really looked at the snapshots, the release readiness webinar. And I would have to say that my main takeaways are that there are definitely some Einstein improvements, but in most cases, those are sort of in additions or improvements to things that were already there. In terms of Journey Builder and Content Builder, the focus has predominantly been around mobile and really improving some of the features around there. And there is an improvement to the email forms, which is again improves productivity. But then also there's quite a heavy focus on CDP. So if I just touch on some of these Einstein pieces, and if anybody's actually using these or is particularly excited about seeing these, then I'd love to make this slightly more interactive. But in terms of Einstein, there is the momentum analytics for Einstein engagement scoring. So this is the time comparison. So I think probably what happened is people went, yes, this is really great to see these engagement, the engagement scoring, but actually how are we improving over time? And what this should now allow people to see is where they're trending. So whether the actions that you're taking are actively making an improvement and you're heading towards your goals. So that's an important and a good and interesting addition to that. There's nested tags. So I would say that my take here is that they're actually making it clearer to identify. So there's a .ai tag on some of the ones that are automatically created, so it's easier to filter between those tags and the ones that have been created within the organization. So that makes it a bit clearer, but if you're already using a tagging system, that is possibly an addition that may or may not help you. And then in terms of content selection, again, this looks like it's a productivity improvement. So you can do some advanced filtering in this area around images. And for example, if you'd already tagged the attributes around these particular images, you can now have multiple tags in there and use the OR operator in order to be able to make sure that you have one image which comes up in sort of multiple areas rather than having to reclassify your asset classes in order to get those images to come back up. So again, I don't know, is anybody using the Einstein features in Marketing Cloud a lot? Anybody feel brave enough to say anything there?
There are very few people, I think, but still.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds very powerful. I've not personally seen it in anger. Just for some context, I'm actually, for the last, coming up to 6 months, have been on mat leave, right? So I have not used these features in anger, but again, interested to see what's happening. And it does seem that there is a reasonable amount of Einstein features now available, but it's really starting to move somewhere and go somewhere.
I'm most intrigued by the fact that they referenced CDP in it. Okay. That's probably the most exciting aspect. I think Einstein, or at least the AI pieces, need to be more mainstream, but I think CDP needs to be more accessible. I frankly wish CDP was baked straight into the product itself, but I love the direction that they're driving in making it easier to create segments without having to be a sophisticated coder, SQL builder, or other sort of more technical requirements. I do like the direction they're heading in.
No, absolutely. I think what's happening is that they're really pushing CDP, and I think like you can't buy Audience Builder anymore. You have to buy CDP to do the Audience Builder kind of features and functionality, and that's the kind of the direction they're going. And I think for those who are doing Marketing Cloud a long time, you'll find out that they're always getting rid of old products like Email Studio Classic, the old cloud pages, and then all the new love is going towards Journey Builder. In fact, a few meetups ago, we showed how Journey Builder, even for one step, a one single stage journey, they rather use Journey Builder than use Automation Studio. And that's kind of one of the release notes that we don't have here, but there are some things that that they finally released, like Einstein send time optimization. It can now be used for Automation Studio, and no longer just for Journey Builder. So there's always going to be the old versus the new competing against each other. But I'm with you, Chris. I mean, I love CDP. I've deployed it. It's a great product. It's a matter of just getting that more mainstream, and every release we see is going to be like that. And speaking about releases, it's now 3 times a year, no longer 5 times a year. It used to be, as you know, 5 plus the 3 on core. And now they decided to do the Marketing Cloud release, the same release cycle as the core people. Okay. And that's it for me. Thank you.
Yeah. Cool. No, it's really interesting to hear. And again, hearing people that are starting to actually get access to CDP and use it, I think it's a very interesting area. So in terms of, they then talked about Journey Builder and Contact Builder improvements. And in here, it was mainly looking at around the mobile tools and improving push. So using the next generation SDK for people to be able to create their own events and then have more control in their apps around how people enter in and out of journeys. So you can look for your own events within Journey Builder and then decide to push messages in or around that. And then based on whether people interact with some of those messages, you can then actually exit them from a journey that they're in and push them into another journey. So an example I think that they talked about was, you know, if someone met a loyalty threshold, that they might move out of one journey and into another, and making that all more holistic around the mobile app experience. So again, very interesting. There was a common theme seemed to be consolidation of SDKs or improvement of SDKs and consolidations of data models across tools, which was really sort of quite compelling. So if we also look, so this, I think I talked about the mobile app entry and exit events, but another interesting piece. So this was in terms of the features that they actually talked about, this was the only one that really talked about that was relevant if you're using email. And my understanding is still that the majority of people are using the email tool in Marketing Cloud. So this was an enhancement around the interactive form block, and there was a fallback option. So obviously not all email clients can cope with interactive forms, and as a result you need a fallback option. But now there is a checkbox which you can actually say create an automatic fallback option, and this will create a cloud page with your content block on it, which means that you don't actually have to do any additional work yourself in order to be able to have a fallback option, which I think is, to a certain extent, is perhaps just completing or rounding off the functionality, and again will make it a lot more accessible to people, because it's not like oh, I've done half of it and now I need to work out how to do this next bit. So that was good to see. And then Interaction Studio, there's also improvements in that area. I don't know, is anybody using Interaction Studio on the call? I'm going to say that, I'm going to assume that means probably no, but in this area, they have a consolidated SDK, which now works with Interaction Studio and CDP. So again, Chris, talking to the point, and Jimson, the point that you were making is that you're now seeing a tighter integration and more of an understanding that those tools are going to work more seamlessly together, and talking about sort of unifying the event data model. So, you know, maybe there are some things that some of us might have automatically assumed, like that the data model would have been relatively unified to start with, and that you wouldn't have had to have worked around some of those pieces. Now we're seeing a maturity in that where it's all sort of coming together. So there are some things, if you used any of those tools and that SDK before, there's actually some pieces that you want to be aware of, because depending on where you are on your deployment and your actual use of the tool, you might want to use one SDK rather than the other. And there's also a Chrome extension, which I think was originally used with Interaction Studio, but now works across the two. So again, we're harmonizing and unifying the experience to make the deployment and management of those tools much easier when you're working with multiples. And then, as we mentioned, there was quite a long list of improvements to the CDP, which again, I think talks to the point that Jimson made, that we're really seeing a huge amount of increase and improvement and adoption in that area. So you'll notice this first one was improved error messages. I didn't feel the need to put any extra comments to that. It was just that perhaps suggests that maybe some of the error messaging to start with wasn't that great, which I think anyone that used Marketing Cloud would be familiar with, at least in the beginning, about some of those messages. And also, I think, talking to a point that was made earlier, I think it's a calculated insight query builder where you can build queries in there with clicks, not code. So they have effectively established that they had some people who really knew their data and what they wanted to do with it, but they didn't necessarily have the deep SQL skills that they perhaps would have needed to be able to create those segments. So we're seeing that insight builder there. And I suppose my thought when I saw that was, okay, well, you've created a sort of clicks, not code engine in CDP. So is that at any point going to make its way into Marketing Cloud?
I've asked this question.
Yeah.
I don't get a straight answer.
No, I'm sure.
I asked if CDP, or at least a portion of it, could potentially just outright replace our segmentation functionality.
Yeah.
I didn't get a firm no.
Yeah.
But I also got it's not on our current roadmap. So
yeah. Okay.
Holding out hope that maybe we'll get it sometime.
Yeah. I mean, I suppose the next question is it an idea on the ideas exchange, and are we throwing some weight behind it?
I'm happy to help out if somebody wants to start it. I'll promote it.
Yeah.
I asked Salesforce that many times. I asked Brian and Tracy so many times about this, and the answer is that Marketing Cloud is on a different stack. It's on a different architecture. It's not the Salesforce core architecture with the metadata and all that. It's a whole different on Azure, on a different stack, on a different data center, completely different, and that's why they don't want to attempt that. But at least we're seeing some stuff like deployment manager or package manager. We're seeing that now as a good features, and also we're seeing how we had Truma on a call several months ago, and one of the question was, what's the future of Audience Studio or Crux or DMP? Because with Interaction Studio and the anonymous profiles, where is that going to come in? Especially with Google, the GCLID people coming in. And that's where, I've been on CDP since last August, and I can say it was pretty basic, but ever since October came around, we saw a lot of good features. And now with this spring release, we're seeing stuff like the last bullet point here, the anonymous profiles. It's a wonderful feature that is, I believe it's still on pilot, but if you really want to integrate anonymous profile with your CDP, you can actually start tracking that. And the good news is that they don't count that in your numbers. If it's anonymous, they don't count it. If it is known, it is counted. So,
that's interesting.
One of the other exciting things, and I'm not sure if one of these bullets represent it, maybe it's the published streaming engagement data, but one of the things that I came across was being able to basically consume data from B2C Commerce Cloud and being able to push segments back to the storefront so that they could customize the next time somebody comes back, present them something based on their prior experience and visit. So I don't know if that is specifically for that or not, but that was something that stood out as pretty interesting to me.
But I have the answer for that. His name is John Jessup, and he runs a company called 1440.io.
Yep, I know him.
Yeah. So he has a product that does that. So anyway, he has a lot of companies. He has a translation one, conversion. I think it's called Cloud Conversions. That's his company, and now it's called 1440.io. Anyway, we all know John from our meetups and London Scholars. So
Yep, no, we definitely do. So there are, there are some definite improvements here. Again, we see a reference to an SDK. So this is where what would have been previous two SDKs have now been pushed in, like to have a standard data model. So that's the CDP SDK and the mobile push SDK. They've increased the Google, like the storage options. So now you can store on Google Cloud, which again, there is a solution kit if anybody needs to step into that. But like a couple of other things, it's on pilot. Again, some things within the UI, so you can customize the record page. Starting to get to a point where people have probably started to use it now and understand how they want to be able to see that data. Calculated Insight Builder, we talked about, where again, there's a move for it to clicks and not code. The published streaming data. So to be honest, because I haven't used the tool, I wasn't entirely sure how that differed. And then Jimson, I don't know if there's anything you can add to that point.
Well, I know for those, yeah. So for calculated insights, the old way of doing like a roll-up summary on transactional data, you need some pretty good SQL skills to do that, and Automation Studio to refresh your numbers. But if you're a core user, which I think a lot of us here are, and you know how to use Flow or Process Builder, like some old people like me, then you'll find it really refreshing to use Calculated Insight for for me, it was in my current project, it was transactional summaries for the train company. But then if you're looking at like loyalty, for example, you need to pull in loyalty from another data source. Then you can use Calculated Insight to see if he or she's a gold, silver, bronze person, and then to do this, flag this, segment this. So lots of potential in that. Like I said, every 3 times a year it releases. Please just check it out. It gets better and better. Highly recommended. Check it out.
Yep. Now there was a reference to an improvement to identity resolution and looking at improving your rules. Now it said in the video, like in the summary, it said you can have multiple identity graphs, and then I think they went on to say that you can have 2, right? So that's it's definitely more than 1.
Yeah.
Right. But again, it's still like in terms of your productivity using the tool, it is definitely going to help. Like you don't have to, throw it away and then create something else and maybe compare it to what I assume would have to have compared it to a screenshot or something, which is all good. We've got a query API, and that is about being able to process data volumes much faster, which I assume is also important when it comes to CDP, because that's where all your, we're talking about huge data volumes there. We will be in those, particularly in a B2B setting, B2C setting even. The MuleSoft connector is now available. I'm pretty sure I've seen the MuleSoft connector referenced on a number of slides for quite a long time, but to know that that is now available obviously opens up a huge amount more for organizations that are already using MuleSoft as their go-to integration tool. Another key one, and again, Jimson, you might be able to add some color to this, is CDP can now be BU aware,
right.
Meaning that you can identify the right people in the right business units.
Yes, because I think larger companies definitely has multiple BUs, business units for each segment, whether it's by country or by product line. So until recently, it was just one giant blob, and now you can actually, separate it and do your lookups carefully. And and also with the GDPR, you have to use Consent API to do any kind of deletion, whereas in Marketing Cloud, you use Contact Delete and you use it on sendable data extensions. But with this, you can actually ensure that with proper BU coverage, you can actually request the right to be forgotten, the GDPR request, and it will cover all your BUs correctly.
Okay, so that is a very sort of useful feature, which is not, you know, maybe doesn't have a particularly shiny tagline, but actually on a day-to-day basis is extremely important. And I would imagine, like thinking about some of the accounts that I've worked on, that, you know, if initially it wasn't BU aware, that would have been a blocker to an organization really being able to start their CDP journey. And now that that's come in, it's going to have unblocked that and meant that a number of more other organizations will now be able to start on that. So I think that's a really key point. And as you mentioned, I think
GDPR stuff is never sexy at all, right? It's never fun, but this is something that has to be addressed, and I'm glad they've addressed this. So all good.
No, a very important point. And then again, anonymous profiles. So quite a big area to step into there. And I think from a personal point of view, I was like, okay, is there any point in trying to anonymously check out now? Like, can you ever stay anonymous?
I think it's good. With, like I said, with Chuma on the line, you know, it was clear that when he presented that, you know, the end of Audience Studio was coming, and now we're able to use the anonymous data from whatever sources you're using, get it to CDP, and then match it with those known people on your first party data into CDP and merge. And so that's a good thing. I think it's just taking time. I think those who've been in Marketing Cloud, CDP, in Salesforce in general, all of their product lines, they do take time to mature. And this is just another one of their examples.
Cool.
Okay.
So now we're moving into the quiz section. Oh yeah, I mean, the tension and excitement is palpable on the call. So we're hoping that some brave souls will put their hands up and will participate in our Jeopardy style marketing quiz. I'm not sure if anybody on the call was here for our last one. I'm not sure. I don't think they were. Okay, well, hold on to your hats, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be a, I hope, an exciting ride.
Yes, it's different questions, first of all. So different.
Yeah.
So don't start Googling the answer from our last meetup.
Well, no. I mean, those. To be fair, I feel that maybe there is a little bit of, you know, to help people out. But you would have had to have watched the entire video of our last session and memorize the answers. So I don't think anybody's probably spent any time doing that. So we have some prizes to give away. So we have a copy of the AMP script guide. Now, I have to say, I will be shipping this from the UK, so I have suggested that it's only going to go to a UK address. We'll see how that goes. And then also a couple of other items from the Amir store. So if anybody, I don't know if people are aware of the Salesforce Amir store, but on here we've picked some items which came from their sustainable selection. So we've got effectively a reusable coffee mug, because everybody's got a hot drink on their desk, and then also a phone charger, so a wireless phone charger, as a couple of options. And
so we can use the hand feature if you want to use the hand feature on Zoom, and not the reaction one, but just raise your hand if you want to play. If you want to be a participant, just raise your hand. I'm trying to find where it is. It's in, here's Chris's one.
Well done, Chris. Lovely. I mean, so we need at least one other person. Like, there are three prizes.
3 prizes, guys. Harsh. Okay, Harsh, I hope you're in the UK for the AMP script guide, because you'll probably win anyway, so we can't ship it to you unless you're in the UK. One more, guys, come on, one more, brave soul.
I mean, there's also the, you know, okay, well done. Well done.
Well, where do you find the hand thing?
It's hang on, I think it's next to your name on the right hand side. On the participants, you have to open up the participant.
No, it's in reactions, and then there is a button.
Oh, it's in reactions. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, here we go.
Okay, you can. Oh yeah, okay. Plus other stuff. Okay. Okay, so we got Chris, Jonathan, and Harsh. Not Bhavesh had it, no? Harsh was up, and then hang on, I'm confused now because we got Harsh and Bhavesh wanting to play. Okay, Harsh wants to play. Okay, so we got three: Chris, Jonathan, and Harsh.
I've got some rules.
Okay, rules.
Because I mean, it's a quiz. I have to have some rules. So the winner is the participant with the most points at the end. I mean, obviously second and third span from that. The organizer's decision are final. So that's always a great one to put on a set of rules. Prizes are like, there is a limit to where we can ship these prizes. And also the prizes are not necessarily transferable. So this is where I magically step over to a different slide deck. Bear with.
Okay, so I think those who don't know the game, if you get it right, if you get it right, you get to go again. If you get it wrong, then the other two people can answer. How do we want to handle who wants to speak? Do you want to shout out loud, or do you want to raise your hand? We need your hands down if you want to raise your hand. So let's raise. Okay, use your hand raise if you want to answer the question. So
yeah, so we're going to run you through in order. Or Jimson, I might just let you work through how we do that. So we have slide deck. Oh, am I not? It was going to help if I share it. Can you see the Jeopardy slides?
You can see the slide, yeah. 5 topic templates.
There we go. Lovely. It's just that when we use this slide, we need to credit Eric Kurtz. So let me just take an opportunity to thank Eric for creating this slide deck as we use that in this, which is also publicly available. So here we go.
Okay. Hang on, before we start, the problem is that the first, we need to choose the first person, right? That's the first one. So I don't know how we want to choose the first one, by random, or you want to, we need one of the three to start first.
Now then, I mean,
Here we go.
Perhaps choose a number which is closest to what you have in mind, or something like that.
Okay, choose a number. I got a number from 1 to 10. Chris? What number do you have?
7.
Okay. Harsh? Harsh, can you unmute your mic if you want to play?
You said 4. Just put in the chat.
Yeah, I think we are going to need you to be able to unmute to answer the questions, though.
Okay, and then Jonathan, what number?
5.
Yeah, the answer was 5. My number was 5.
Okay.
No.
Someone delivering.
No. So it's 5. See? There you go. 5.
Yeah.
5. Okay. So.
Wonderful. Jonathan, you're up first. So looking at this lovely selection of topics, which are platform, CDP, content delete, odds and ends, which I thought was an inspired title, and the spring release, which one would you like to go for? You can pick a question from 100 points to 500. 500, the questions are harder. Where would you like to start?
I'll go with contact delete, thanks. Okay, and I'll try out 400 questions on contact delete.
Here we go.
It's not very embarrassing to me, actually.
No. So this is the answer. We are looking for you to form the question. So other than contact delete, I am used to help ensure full removal of data.
Other than contact delete, I'm used to help ensure full removal of data.
So you want to remove, you want to clean up your data extension, and you need to start, trimming, getting rid of people. What tool can be used other than contact delete to clean up your data extension?
Oh, so you can use the you can set like a kind of a delete by date, so you can have a sort of a purge by date. So you set a sort of time limited delete. So for example, you can have data restricted to the last 2 weeks in your data extensions.
You're really close. There's a word I'm looking for here.
Yeah, no, it's the word I can't remember. It's the word.
Oh.
Carrie, you want to give that? The judges, do we give it to them? There's one word I'm looking for.
Well, I took my time.
I mean, I can't remember what's on the slides, but so I might be pointing you in the wrong direction for the wrong word. No. But
yeah, the answer, technically you're right, but there's a word, and it's the actual word on the console. So you have to know that word to look for it.
Are
we no?
I mean, I'm thinking it's the first question, and they got more or less. Yeah. In the spirit of the session, I'm saying maybe we'll
we'll give it to him.
Yes, you know, just in case, because I do remember that some of these questions ended up being quite hard.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. We'll give it to him. We'll give it to him.
I mean, this is again, it's not a certification exam. There we go.
Data retention.
We were looking for was retention.
Yeah. My bad. I should have known that.
Okay.
It'll be etched in your memory now forever.
It will be. It will be.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. So.
Oh. Okay, so this is the exciting point where we don't actually like I do know, like I'll be able to tell you what is being used and what hasn't now. So next we are Jimson. Who was next in terms of numbers?
Well, because Michael got it, because Jonathan got it right, he gets to go again. That's the way
wowzers! You could just wipe the board, Jonathan.
I'm not so sure. All right, let's try platform, and we'll try 300.
Okay.
Cloning a complex journey. No, complex journey takes way too long and is subject to human error. What could you use?
To clone a complex journey?
Yeah. So what tool?
You could use Package Manager to.
Yes.
Oh.
He gets it right.
Oh. You are on fire.
So I'm keeping track of what's being available here. So okay, Jonathan.
Don't think that is the
winning
right.
Already. 700 points for Jonathan.
Hang on, I've gone all sorts of crazy here with my slides. Bear with.
How do you get back?
No, I know. I don't know. Bear with me before I give away all the questions.
Yeah.
That there ever were.
No home button. There should be a home button on this slide. He doesn't.
I think there probably is. I just don't know where it is.
We had this problem last time, but.
Okay, good.
Hey, return to the board. Should be returned to the board. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Hang on. Where? Lovely. Is my screen back? Yes.
Hey, Jonathan.
Sorry, I was on mute there.
Again.
All right. I'll go to I'll do CDP. I'll try 100 this time. I don't know very much about that.
Okay, I am the schema used to communicate between connected data sources with different data structures and formats.
Straight out of Trailhead. It's the Salesforce lingo they use to explain this. And there's other ways, there's other English phrases they can use, but in Salesforce CDP they use a specific term to. Okay. No, 3, 2.
No, I know it's a bus. Yeah.
Okay, I see Chris has his hand up. Chris,
what is? I see you grinning, Chris.
The CIM.
Yes, Cloud Information Model. Okay, Chris, you win. You get to go again. You can just do the whole CDP and down the line. You'll win them all.
I will go for CDP 200.
Yeah, the house, click on the house button. Yeah, that should work. Yeah, that's okay. CDP 200.
Along with Amazon S3, I can be used to ingest data into CDP.
This was confusing with the spring release. So this should have been a spring release question, but
yeah, because they've made quite a few things here, but I'm going to go with Google.
yes, Google is the answer. Yeah.
There we go. Google Cloud Storage.
We kind of mix our slides a bit. That was Google Storage Connector. Okay, Chris, you're
CDP for 300.
Yes.
like a real game on.
Oh, here we go. I build metrics using clicks, not code.
We were just talking about this.
Yeah.
The calculated insights builder.
Right. Excellent. This reminds me of the movie Bruce Willis. You know, I See Dead People. We gave away all the answers already, and the answer. So they're there. It's just if you're paying attention, we gave away all the answers subliminally. But
Yeah,
okay.
I mean, not necessarily all of them, but in certain sections. Yeah.
Some of them.
Yeah. I mean, hopefully it's not gonna be too boring, but let's go for 4.
Yeah. Oh. I am the process that materializes and publish a segment to a connected platform.
Data stream.
Yeah, data stream it is. Correct.
Ooh.
Chris is on fire.
I do not.
Oh,
No.
did I get it wrong?
No, you did
Yeah.
not. I just clicked on a button that didn't take me somewhere I wanted to go.
No.
Where on?
Yeah, we have the mix. Yeah, we have 4 and 500.
So should we just skip the last one then?
Yeah, just do the
we'll go to I'll pick a different topic.
no, pick 400. Just finish up the other one. Go back to 400, I think. No.
Yep, that was what was on the answer.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I got it wrong then.
Yeah. But then if you do 500, Finn, did you question 500? I think we got it mixed up here a bit. Carrie, go to home and go to 500. I think it's, and then.
I am the connections and associated data ingested into the Salesforce CDP.
Which.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is the data stream one. Okay, so we'll.
It's all good.
We got all good. Okay. We got what we're talking about. Okay, let's try something different to. Yes,
Cool.
It's hard when
Okay.
so everything on CDP is gone now, so it's easy now.
All right. Do I get to pick or no?
You get to pick. You won it, so you get to pick again.
I'll go with spring release for 100.
Okay. I used to be 5 times a year and now I'm 3 times a year. What am I?
Release. Release.
You are the release schedule. Yeah. Cool. Ooh. Now then, what else
Have we done odds and ends yet?
We have not stepped into odds and ends. Nobody has been brave enough yet for that.
Oh, well, let's go with odds and ends for 100.
Let's see.
I do this in HTML.
You format the color. You're formatting the color.
Yeah, but more specific. There's one
formatting the color of the text in an email. That's incorrect.
No. Jonathan, making it come back. Jonathan?
Oh, are you formatting the background color?
Background, that's it. BG color is background color.
Ah!
Okay, Jonathan makes it come back. This is exciting. Okay, that's good. This level playing field. Okay.
Okay.
Let's go back.
Yep, sorry.
Yep. Yeah, it's okay. Nope. Okay.
All right, let's do platform again.
Yep.
3's taken.
Okay, so I'll try 400 on the platform.
Oh, hold.
So I'm going to.
I choose content to display at the time of opening and reduce the need for segmenting. We may have mentioned it earlier.
We did actually. No, Chris.
No, I'm going to pass. Sorry.
It's one of the new Einstein features.
Right.
Einstein content selection.
Yeah.
Yep, that would be it.
That's it. So that was part 400. Chris, okay, Chris takes the lead again. Or okay.
I mean, everybody's got their hand up here, so it's interesting.
Oh, I'll put it back down.
Yep.
Okay, so for platform 3 and 4 are gone, and contact elite 4 is gone, and odds and ends 1 is gone. So to get back to the main page, it looks you have. Can you click on?
Yeah, sorry, I was just checking because I think we've lost Harsh.
I know he said he had to go.
Oh, okay. So then we're into a 2-horse race now.
Well, we can other people can join if they want to join. So
yeah.
Anybody wants to join? Okay, so Chris, you can pick anything here other than platform 3 and 4.
Okay. Let's go platform 5.
Oh, okay.
Oh. Now then, a collection of security products to provide trusted encryption solutions with advanced audit trail functionality. What am I?
Security products.
Mm-mm.
Audit trail functionality. I'm not sure I'm going to get this. I mean, I would just assume this is all under the security settings in the admin feature. So I know I'm going to get this wrong.
No. Okay. Jonathan takes. Jonathan.
So this is the advanced database encryption package, which comes with advanced audit trail functionality thrown in.
The name I'm looking for is a key word that's used in core as well as marketing cloud. It's a word I'm missing, a certain word.
I feel it's some branding that's recent, like at least I feel it's some branding that's recently happened.
Oh, come on, really?
Yeah.
Now you just gave it away. Just give it to him. He knows the answer.
Okay, he knows it. Okay, Jonathan gets it. Shield. Shield is the answer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is now a Marketing Cloud Shield product for more confusion.
That's right.
Well, we've only been waiting 6 years for it to get under Shield.
Sounds like something from Marvel, but yeah. All right.
Okay, so Jonathan back in the lead here. Jonathan.
Okay, let's do another contact delete. Let's do 300 on the contact delete. Is that 300? Is 300 still available?
Yep, it is
available.
Yep, it is. In contact delete, non-sendable data extensions cannot be used except for this one trick. Even I don't remember the answer to this.
Crikey. Non-sendable. Yeah, you can't use non-sendable DEs are not. Yeah, it doesn't pick up non-sendable DEs unless.
Yeah, that's a tough one. That one, yeah, it's a tough one.
Maybe it should have been the 500 question.
Probably should have been. Yeah. No, I got to pass. So I don't know. I'll be interested to find out actually.
Yeah,
that should have been 500 question. So, okay, Chris, any idea? No. Okay.
Nope. No. Anybody else?
It'd just be a guess.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. I am gonna. What is a population? I'm not sure I fully get it. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay. So Jonathan, you get to go again.
Maybe I should try the 500 one then.
Yeah, it's fine. Why not? Only these three things can be used in Contact Delete using the API.
That's a tough one.
Yes.
These three things
I
can be
mean,
used.
Jimson, you wrote these questions.
I know. I wrote them like half a year ago.
And these are a beast.
Yeah.
In the API, so you need the external key of the data extension. You need the external key of the data extension.
You're getting close. So if you get 2 out of 3, I'll be happy, really.
Yeah.
Okay, you're really close here. So
Yeah.
in Marketing Cloud, there's really 4 things you should always watch out for, right? Contact key, contact ID, subscriber key, subscriber ID. Those are the 4 things you have to know inside out in Marketing Cloud. So which 2 of those things I just said can be used?
Oh, okay. So the subscriber key and the contact key.
Oh, Chris, you want to bounce back on that one?
3 things.
Yeah, well, 2 things. Let's say 2 things. I mean, like the third one is, the third one's a list, which no one really uses anymore. So that's really obsolete. But there are 2 things plus a list that can be used when you use the API. Which 2 are they of the 4 I mentioned?
Oh, just from the 4 you mentioned.
Yeah. So no, it's plus list is the third one.
I would say the subscriber key and contact key.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so neither one got it right. So it's actually contact ID and contact key with the API. I know.
Okay.
That's okay. That was a 500 question anyway, so don't expect that one.
And just for
Okay.
anyone else on the call, like, people know this tool, right? These are hard questions. It's
Okay.
just like, oh, going to get some people thinking.
You're dropping people. Okay, so Contact Delete 1 and 2 is open. Platform 1 and 2 is open. Chris, no, sorry, Jonathan, you're up.
Is it okay? Let's try platform 2, please.
Oh.
Provides a weekly or monthly view of all the scheduled and past interactions within Marketing Cloud.
That's the audit feature, isn't it? The advanced audit.
We're thinking slightly simpler than that.
Yeah.
What might you schedule things on?
Yeah. You log in Marketing Cloud, your console comes up, all your builders and studios. No, 3, 2,
Oh,
2.
yeah, no, there's in the setup screen there's views of your past interact. Oh. Yeah, no, I can't remember the name of the actual terminology for it. So yeah, go for it. Sorry.
Okay. Chris?
Calendar.
Yeah, no,
There we go.
Yeah,
Oh, man, really?
that's exactly.
Yep,
yeah.
yep. You see what we've done there is you've gone with all the complex questions, right?
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, it's going to be something really gritty and set up. And now we've gone to the slightly, more straightforward questions. And you're looking for a more complex answer than.
I told you this was going to be embarrassing for me.
No, it's not embarrassing. You're trying, right? There's nothing wrong with that.
Okay, so Chris, so Platform 100 is open, Contact Delete 1 and 2 is open.
And then you've got some odds and ends sections.
Yeah, and spring release. So Chris?
Let's go platform 100.
Yeah, okay, let's get rid of that.
I tie the knot between Marketing Cloud and Service Cloud.
Marketing Cloud Connect.
All right.
Yes.
We got that. Okay.
Yep, there's a benefit to starting with the easier questions.
Yeah, I know. So we got the first 2 columns are now complete now. So.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so Contact Delete 1 and 2, and then the last 2 columns, 2, 3, 4, or 5 are open.
Got it. All right. Odds and ends for 2. Okay. Or did you say 3? Whatever the lowest one.
Oh, again, this may not be a particularly straightforward question. My email open rates are horribly skewed since 2021.
Who is Apple?
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, there we go. Thank you.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Okay,
Cool.
Chris, you're up again.
All right. I guess we'll go with the next one up in odds and ends.
300.
Yeah. I need lead scoring like Pardot.
Bit of a trick question.
All right. Well, I might get it wrong, but I'm gonna go with Sales Wings.
Yes.
B2B Studio.
There we go. Sales Wings is right. Excellent.
Awesome.
Okay, Chris, 400 odds and ends.
Sure. Let's follow my face. 400.
Yeah. We are phasing out the old style of reporting and dashboards and seeing what?
Datarama reports,
Yes.
which people are confusing with full-blown Datarama, but there's
Exactly.
nothing about the naming.
Yeah.
I mean, how could that have happened?
The Audience Studio, Audience Builder. Right. Okay, odds and ends 500. Let's get this column out of the way. It makes it easier for us to manage.
All right, since you made the choice for me.
Yeah. 3.3, not 2 packages target mobile phone users.
Mobile Connect, Mobile Push, and Group Connect or Line Connect. I'm screwing it up.
Yeah, we'll give it to him because because depending on what country you're in and everything, but yeah, the answer is also with WhatsApp as well. But WhatsApp, Line Connect, it's all similar. It's all that third-party communication. Okay, excellent. Okay, wasn't so bad. I think odds and ends. So Contact Elite 1 and 2 is free, and then Spring Release 2, 3, 4, 5 is free.
All right, Spring 200.
Einstein STO, send time optimization, can be used for batch sends other than Journey Builder. Where else can that be used?
I see dead people.
Not sure I understand the question.
Okay.
Is this a true false, or am I naming where?
No. You're naming a feature in Marketing Cloud to use Einstein send time optimization other than Journey Builder.
Oh, okay, got it. Automation Studio.
Yes, correct. Give that away at the okay. 300. Go for Spring Release 300.
Sure.
You
know where I'm going with this, anyways.
Easier to manage.
Yes.
Cool. I can now get Einstein messaging insights to this channel, not by email or SMS or by logging in. Where else can I get those?
This we didn't give away in the earlier.
No.
To this channel.
I'll give you a hint.
I mean, I'm not going to say no.
Yeah. I mean, unless Jonathan is diving in here.
That's right.
Absolutely no.
Yeah, let's give Jonathan a chance to win this one. Jonathan, you can get a comeback here.
Is this mobile push?
No. Any of the messaging that Einstein messaging insights, they want to send you the report, the insight. It used to be email. You can do email, you can do SMS, you can log in a console. What other channel can you use? Yes, Alex, you're right. You want to 26 billion ways to do this.
Yeah, everybody's looking confuzzled and confused.
No, sorry, I don't know that one. No.
Nope.
Okay. Alex knows the answer.
Good work, Alex.
Alex, thanks for answering. Slack.
Oh,
it's actually Slack Connect, but it's Slack. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Okay.
Yep.
That's fine. Okay, we still get it. You still get it.
I mean, everyone's learning.
Yeah, it's okay.
400.
400.
Yeah.
Enterprise admins only got this notification by email. Now these users will be notified every 90 days with this feature.
it's one of the features in Marketing Cloud where only admins would get notified. But now everyone who is using this feature will get notified. It's one of the more annoying emails I get every 90 days as the admin, but now the user who uses it will also get notified.
I was going to say your sandbox is about to be deleted, but that has nothing to do with Marketing Cloud.
Understand that where that comes from, especially the last 2 days.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is an obscure one. I guess, I don't know, was just something, unless you manage a lot of Marketing Cloud instances, you get annoyed by all these. Okay, we'll give this away. No, hang on, give Jonathan a chance. What do you think we're talking about here?
Is this your, it's not, I was going to say, it's not your single sign-on certificate?
No. Okay, we'll give this answer. It's the FTP expiration email.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want everybody else to know that. That was the last thing I was thinking of. This is the only 90-day thing I could think of. I'm like, it can't be that, Evan.
Yeah. Okay.
Helpful.
Okay, I know. Okay. Last one, Spring Release 500 is, okay, it's the last one.
Yep. Without Crux, DMP, or Audience Studios, I can now mark and resolve for identity resolution.
We just covered that in the release notes.
I mean, it might be confusing. Is this not identity resolution in CDP?
Yeah, but it's a feature. It's one of the column headings that helps you mark and resolve.
Is resolved? I don't know.
You know what I mean? It's like who are we adding to a known user to unify?
Oh, anonymous.
Okay, there we go.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
And when you log in, you can actually see the columns, and one of them is how many anonymous profiles you have. Okay, we have 2 more left. Contact Elite 1 and 2 are the last 2, plus Final Jeopardy. We have Final Jeopardy 2, which is very easy, I think. But anyway, okay, let's just go with this.
Okay, so are we still got Contact Delete?
Yeah, 1 and 2. So
go with 1. Let's build it up.
Yeah. By default, I am 14 days, but what I can be set to 0.
14 days. Oh. Crap.
I know the terminology in this industry is.
Yeah, I can't think of the. I can think of what I think it is, like, but I'm gonna pass because I know I don't have the right words in my mouth.
Jonathan, you want to try for that one?
Yeah, I'm assuming with it. So it's basically it's the grace period. So so when you choose to delete a contact, it will.
Yeah, we'll give it to
14
yeah, we'll
Yeah.
give it to you. Grace period is named as suppression.
Suppression.
Yeah.
Looking for the word suppression. Grace period. Okay.
Lovely.
Okay,
Final
last
question.
box, and Jonathan, this is it.
Okay.
In the UI, only these 2 things can be used to delete in Contact Delete.
Now, it's a big trick question because it was different in the API than the API question. It's different here.
In the UI, so
Remember, there's only 4 things you can choose: contact ID, contact key, subscriber ID, subscriber key. Those are the only 4 things you can play with. Which 2 can the UI delete?
So the UI can delete contact key and subscriber key.
Yes, got it right. Excellent. Boom. Okay,
Good
well,
job.
I think it's very good. So I think it's fair to say that Chris is in the lead. Hasn't won yet. Now we got to go to Final Jeopardy now. Hang on, hang on, Carrie, be careful here because you got to get down to the last. You got to get down to slide. Maybe hang on. Maybe you can.
Well, I mean, I'm hoping that this.
Okay.
I'm hoping.
Okay, that's it. So that's the
Yep.
Final Jeopardy. If Chris doesn't get it right, then Jonathan gets a chance to answer. No pressure, guys.
All right.
Okay. I'm going to keep going. I use identity resolution to match and reconcile data about people into a comprehensive view of the customer.
CDP.
Yeah, I know, but it's a certain word I'm looking for. What is the terminology they use to identify the single view of the customer?
Oh, the unified profile.
That's it. Excellent. Unified profile is the answer. So
There we go.
There we go. Thank you very much. It's fair to say that Chris has won the game. Jonathan, a close second. Good
Congratulations,
effort.
Chris.
Actually, no, you guys, both guys did really
Yes.
good.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, those questions aren't easy, right? It was like it's difficult because we're just like, well, we want people to learn something. Like we want people to take something away from it. So hopefully, somebody will have learned, something they didn't know before. I think I learned things.
I know I did.
Yeah. I mean, it's a lot of fun. Like I said, then stuff you didn't know, you can research it, Google it or go to Trailblazer and that was fun. Excellent. Thank you. We'll sort the prizes out. I don't know how you want to do it. I don't know if Chris needs a copy of Amscript.
Yeah.
Is it?
So if you both drop your email, like DM me your email addresses in the chat, then I'll get in touch with you separately and we'll work out how that works.
Yeah.
No worries, I will do. Thanks for that. I'm actually a loyal subscriber to Mr. Elliot Harper's Amscript guide, so I'm kind of pleased that Mr. Chris has won that one.
Yeah.
So,
Awesome.
Excellent. Okay, so I think that wraps up this session. I think the only thing to closing remarks is the also the date of the next one. It may or may not be in person. We haven't figured that out yet. But I think other closing remarks. I think Carrie, you want to mention about surveys or polls or? Yeah.
So we're obviously we're trying to negotiate or navigate how we go back into in-person meetings and what the demand is, what people want. We understand that there are more people working from home now than there were before, or that people are doing sort of a hybrid, sometimes coming into the office, sometimes working at home. So over the next few weeks or months, we'll look to send out a survey. It'll come out via the email like that you would normally get with a chapter, and get an understanding of what the appetite is, and work out whether we best serve our audience by doing a hybrid in-person blend, or whether how it works moving forward as we all negotiate that. So you should see something in your inboxes in the next few weeks or so. But thank you everyone for joining, carving out some time in their week to see us. Thank you to Chris and Jonathan for playing along and being, willing to entertain us with our quiz and go through the process. We really appreciate it.
And I think we're the only ones that does this. The other user groups don't do Jeopardy. They do the Christmas quiz every Christmas, but so this is a second iteration. We'll do more if you want. If there's a demand for it, I'm happy to come up with 25 questions with Carrie. Some easy, some hard, some really obscure, and get better prizes next time. So we'll see.
Cool.
Okay, guys. Thanks everybody. We'll see you next month. Hopefully in person or in virtual. Yeah. And it was great. Appreciate it.
Yep. Brilliant.
Thanks very much.
Lovely. Enjoy the rest of the evening. Take care, everyone.
Thanks.
Take care.
Bye.
Thanks.